Hi everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share with you my completed December Daily 2020 album. So this is the album I created in 2020, documenting 2019. So I work a year behind because I like to have all my photos available for planning out my album. So I created this in 2020, but it is 2019's Christmas. Right, now that we have that out of the way, it has been a while since I have filmed. This feels a little strange actually. I've just been super busy, but I'm really hoping as my uni semester is wrapping up that I can start to get back into my crafty videos. So I was really inspired to film my flip through of this album. It is the 19th of October today. I have not even started any Halloween scrapbooking. Still over 2 months until Christmas. I don't know why I was inspired to finish this, but I saw it sitting there the other night and I picked it up and I finished it. I only had a couple of days left, so I just got it all wrapped up and all finished. She is really chunky, very stuffed. I'm really happy with this album. The only thing I have yet to complete is the spine dangle that I want to make. I have a little dish full of stuff here, but I actually don't have any chain. I need to pick up some chain from the craft store before I can make that. But the inside of the album is finished, so let's just go ahead and flip through. I'm going to try and be quick, but I can promise you that it's going to be a long one. So if you don't want to sit through this whole one, I am also going to upload a quick flip through, which I try and do if I know a flip through is going to be very long. So you can go ahead and watch that. I will put a card on the screen here, but otherwise keep watching. This is an A5 size traveler's notebook from Mumsy and Bub. It's faux leather in the peppermint color. I don't know whether they sell these anymore, but I've had it for a little while and I think it's a perfect color for Christmas. I added some large mini album rings. They're quite large. I think they're 1.5 or 2 inch diameter rings. I just punched some extra holes and slipped those rings through. So opening up, the inside pocket is really simple. I just did a piece of cardstock in here and layered up a bunch of stickers, phrase stickers. These are just from Kaiser Craft, I'm pretty sure, just to fill in this window. There's a little ribbon, tassel ribbon clip here, and a little tag that just has our ages on here. I did want to do a bit more, like a reason why, etc. But honestly, I just was not in the headspace to do a lot of journaling at this point in the project. So I am just leaving that as it is. I don't want to force, I hate forcing things, especially when it's something like journaling or storytelling, because it just comes across as really not genuine. And yeah, that sours the whole thing for me. So this is just a really pretty foiled gold and white tag. I put a sticker here and then just wrote our family names and ages, a little bit of washi tape ribbon here for some sparkle, and I'm pretty happy just to leave that as is. All right, this is my title page. I love this one. I mostly used the crepe paper collection from this year. What was it called? I put it away now. I can't remember the name. What I've done here is just I have taken one of the cut files from Confessions of a Paper Addict cut files. I think most of the cut files in here are going to be from them. I was on the design team at the time that I made this page. Not anymore, just because I don't have time. I still love all the cut files though. So I did the cut file on this really pretty pink chevron page, and then I put a nice dark green or Christmassy green in behind so that it would show through the crosses. A nice big acrylic December piece. I think I got this from Kitaholic Kits, and then some little foam gold 2019. This actually came off, so I might have to glue these down again. And then just some washi tape along the edge for some sparkle. And I've done hole reinforcers on pretty much all the pages that don't have page protectors. Pretty little bow up here. It just came out of my planner stash. Okay, then on the back here, we have a photo of me and my husband. And I've just done a couple of little die cuts and stickers here, and then a tag in the back with some journaling. Just talking about how we went to brunch with our some of our best friends. This is kind of becoming a tradition. We seem to do this right at the start of December with our friends. We go and have brunch, and on this day there was a Christmas market at the place we had brunch, so that was really nice. A nice big photo, again some sparkly hole reinforcers. I punched a bunch of these out before I started the project so that I would have heaps and it wouldn't be a pain to keep doing as I went through. Okay, for the rest of day one, I have a little 2x3 pocket protector here. I think they're 2 inch by 2 inch. I've done my number just on a punched out circle here. I've got photos of my little ones, and then these are the cards that our friends put on the gifts for the kids. So a little one for my son and my daughter. So I've just cut those cards down. I just have to cover up the photos and probably the names as well. But what I've done is cut the card down so you can still see the sentiment. So they were only tiny little cards anyway, so I've just trimmed them so they'll fit without cutting off the sentiment. And then I put the photos of my friends and their kids behind this flap, so at the top here. And I'm not going to show you just because they don't like, you know, their photos being shared, which I totally respect. So that is one way that I've done that so that I don't have to, you know, show you guys on video here. And then I put this holiday market tag because we're at a holiday market. It is perfect. And I just stapled that in with my tiny attacher. And then on the other side, I have just put a pretty pattern paper on the back of that tag and cut it to size, and then covered up those staples with a sticker so that the staples don't scratch my full page photo on this side. So this is a photo of us putting up the tree on the 1st of December. That tends to be our tradition. Probably not this year, probably going to be early this year, but we got home from the market and we did the tree. So I've just done some close-ups of some of the ornaments we have here. So on the back of my number here, I've just put a little sticker. I've added some pretty gold star acetate here. Pretty simple, really nice and quick. And then a full page photo of my son putting the star on top of the tree. And I've just added one little sticker down the bottom here for a little something extra. Unfortunately, the hole did go right through my husband's head. That was not planned. I would have cropped the photo a bit better if I had realized, but by the time I was coming to put it in my album, I didn't want to print out a new photo, so it's staying there. And that actually happens to him a couple of times in this album, my poor husband, but you know, that's fine. He doesn't really care about stuff like that. Okay, so on day 2, I went and took the opportunity to use all my snowflake stuff. It is summer here, where I live in Australia, at Christmas time, boiling hot, mid-40s most of the time. So whenever I have the chance to use a snowflake themed page, I use all my stuff. So I've used the gold foil snowflake paper from the Crepe Paper collection. I think it was from the little paper pad. I've added this cut apart piece that has Let's Get Cozy, my little number. I've added this cut out piece that says lots and lots of fluffy snow. I think that was actually from a Snow and Cocoa, really old Crepe Paper collection. I have some printables, so I actually meant to use them more throughout this album, but I didn't really get around to it. This was from that collection as well, that older collection. It just says Hello Snow and some more snowflakes, and I've got some more of that gold ribbon. And then my journaling just on the back. Just talking about how we went to the shops to do some gift shopping, and then they had a snow machine. So they actually had a snow machine set up on the top, like on the ceiling of my local shopping centre. And as you can see, it's all glass roofed. And the snow was just kind of falling down. And I've tried to get a photo of it. It's really not visible. You can't see it. It looked so cool in real life, but it just did not translate to the photo. So it really, you can't see the snow at all in this photo, which is a bit disappointing, but you can see the big kind of light display snowflakes that they had. So, and the journaling tells the story. I'm not too worried. So what I did here is I just cut out a 3x4 page protector off one of my pocket pages and stuck it straight on. I meant to do this more as well. I really like this idea of sticking a page pocket just on the page outside of a page protector, but I just never used it much more in this album. I think I just forgot. There was a lot of techniques I wanted to use. And then on this side, this was a bit of an experiment. I'm happy with it. In the end, it took a lot of mucking around to get it to work though. So I have these little snowflake brads from years and years ago, the little white glitter brads. And I had these snowflakes from Snow and Cocoa. So I've kind of layered them up. I think there's 4, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 4 little cardstock snowflakes and then the brad. I pushed the brad through those snowflakes and then through this bit of acetate with the white spots. To make kind of like a spinning element, which it spins a little. It's not super mobile, and I'll explain why in a minute. I also add some snowflake puffies and this little Let It Snow sticker. I've also used a lot of stuff from Rosie's Studio, their Christmas collection, Peppermint Wishes I think it was called. So all the puffies and some of the die cuts, some of the alphas, the chipboard, that's all from Rosie's Studio. So I'll try and remember to say where everything's from. If I don't remember and you have a question, just leave it in the comments. So what I ended up doing, because I didn't like how you couldn't really see the pattern on the acetate with all the stuff coming after, it kind of lost that whole snowflake effect that I was going for. So I put a piece of vellum on the back. And then I was not liking how the prongs of the brad looked behind the acetate, so I also pushed those through the vellum to kind of keep the two pages together. And then I stuck this sticker over the top of that brad. So if it will come off, it's actually stuck down pretty good. So it's not going to come off, but the prongs of the brad are just poked through behind here. So I just covered them up with that little sticker, put my number for the next page on, and then a couple of little sweet stickers as well. And I'm really actually happy with it. It was a bit of a pain, and now it doesn't spin as well because the brad doesn't really want to spin. It's close enough to what I was going for that I'm happy with it. So the next page is our advent calendar, and I tried to use these numbers throughout the album as much as possible. I actually got them, I'm pretty sure I got them in a scrapbooking kit ages ago, and it was a whole pack of numbers, and I thought, when am I ever going to use a whole pack of numbers? I mean, look how many I used, quite a lot. So this is the Sprinkles thickers. They're just all numbers, and what I did is ahead of time went through and pulled off a lot of the layers of the chipboard backing so they weren't so chunky off most of them. So that really helped keep the bulk down as I'm in a traveler's notebook. So this is just a little pocket. I've tried to go for a mix of sizes and layouts. I found a bunch of these little planner pockets. I think they were by Becky Higgins or maybe Heidi Swap. Maybe Heidi Swap. They're just little planner pockets, but they're all different kind of sizes and shapes, and I really like the variety throughout this album. So I've done a little picture of my homemade advent calendar. I actually have a process video for this up on my channel, me making it. It was a lot of fun. So I just added a couple of stickers. I've added this no peeking just to kind of cover up the branding on my piano. So I have this set up on the top of my piano. It's fine. I don't mind the branding. Like, I'm not ashamed of it or anything. It was just kind of weird having this random word there. So I thought I would just cover it up with a sentiment. A little clear sticker. I've popped in just some of the pattern paper in behind here. I've put Advent in the Puffy Alphas from Rosie Studio. I bought 2 packs of these. I used them heaps actually. And where I haven't used these numbers, generally I've used the puffy ones. And then I put the little chipboard advent calendar down the bottom because I just love this chipboard. It's so cute. I've just stapled a little tab on the side here to help you turn it because it is kind of on top of a bigger page. I've tried to use tabs a lot as well throughout this album for that reason. And then on the back, I just have a picture of my little guy in his Christmas pajamas. A couple of little, that's a puffy and that's a die cut. My number for day 4 down here, and then I've put this little, really hard to see with this glare, I'm sorry, I'm really not sure how to do this without it being super dark or having glare. Anyway, it has check 1, naughty, nice, or I did my best, and I just put a little puffy heart over the top of the nice instead of ticking one of the boxes. I think that's so sweet. This is another thing I intended to use throughout the album, but it kind of petered off towards the end, was the craft papers. So I have a few of these craft papers with gold foil on them. Towards the end, I just was trying to get done with the project and I forgot about it. So I've also popped a little sticker on the side of this tab here. And thinking about it, I probably should have covered up the back of these staples because they are on top of a full-page photo. But they are over the top of my daughter's white top, so I think if it does scratch it away, it's just going to scratch the white part and you won't see it so much. It seems okay so far though. So another full-page photo. I've tried to, where I can, alternate my kids for full-page photos. So back here, this is my son, so I've done one for my daughter. I tried. It's not always easy, but I've done my best. So this is just her playing with the tree in her Christmas pajamas. Super sweet. Just, oh, so adorable. I think this was the first year we had our 6-foot tall tree. It's just a fake tree. You can't keep trees alive here in my climate in the summertime. They die within a week or maybe 2 if you're lucky. And I just like having a Christmas tree up all December. So I've just added some puffy hearts, those are stars, puffy stars around the empty spaces, and then this Making Spirits Bright little sticker, and then some trim. This is mint pom-pom trim that I got in an advent calendar swap. So advent calendar was sent to me by Michelle, who runs the Stamp Spot, which is lovely. I'm participating in her swap again this year. All right, so on the next day, this is day 5, picture of me and my husband. I just used a pattern paper and added some of these clear black stickers. Just a struggle to use clear stickers, so I'm trying to chuck them on where I could. And then I put this joyful word, this puffy gold alphas. These were from Rosie Studio. And then a little tab that's not a tab, label sticker to do my bit of journaling there. And we just went out for dinner. Well, we went to Nando's, like not out for dinner. Out for dinner with 2 small children as you can go, before we went to a Christmas festival. So on this side I have that number acetate that everyone used a few years ago. I only just managed to get hold of it, so this is my first time using it, but I had a lot of fun, and the 5 was just a perfect place to pop my number over the top, so that worked out really nicely. Then this page is at the festival, so this is just at Bunnings. If you're an Australian, you know what Bunnings is. Pretty much every year they do some kind of Christmas event for the kids. This year they had like a bouncy castle, they have Santa there, they have lots of activities. It's really fun. I think it's really fun. The kids love it. We usually meet our friends there. It's something to do. So I have a picture here of my son on the bouncy castle. That is on a journaling card, and I'm pretty sure he, yeah, the photo was just a little bit too small to cover the journaling card, so I've just added some strips of ribbon on the side here, added some clear stickers over the top in this empty space. I think this page protector, some of these pockets are ones I've just cut down from bigger page protectors to vary up the size. So I know these 4x6 ones are cut down, and a lot of these 3x4 ones are cut down as well. So that's another way to incorporate different sizes if you feel like. This one I made into a flip, so I just have one large piece of pattern paper that I have folded in half, added a airmail wood veneer here. I love wood veneer, especially just raw wood veneer, so I really love that. And then I've done a bit of stamping here. Another thing I tried to do throughout the album, didn't really succeed, but it did get a bit in, so I'm quite happy with it. That's using the Distress Ink Oxide, the Rustic Wilderness one. So I just got that new for this project, and I was really happy with it. It's the perfect Christmas green. So I just did a bit of journaling. So yeah, they had popcorn and fairy flask games, crafts, and a magician. So yeah, it was a really good little festival. And this is actually the first year that my son was brave enough to go on the bouncy castle. He's usually terrified of them, so that's a lovely memory. So this is my daughter and my husband with some fairy floss and a puffy heart. Really sweet. And then over the page, this is the same day, just continuing on because I had a lot of photos. I've done the back of that journaling card is just this airmail one, which I really liked. And I took this opportunity to use another one of those chipboard pieces from Rosie's Studio. I love that wreath. And then down here is just a photo of me and my friend. Again, this is the same friend from day one, so I'm not going to show her face. I just have a sticky note over the top. And then a little sentiment piece down here. Now, this is just a tag that I cut from the pattern paper, and this one was cut from the cut apart sheet from crepe paper. This was a little bit of a kind of play on warm wishes because this day 6 was incredibly hot. So I've just layered these 2 tags for a bit of kind of size variety, added my number here and some ribbon, and then over the back is a screenshot of the weather that day. So this was the first really hot day of the season of December. So it was top of 41. Pretty par for the course, but you always have a day throughout December where it's in the high 30s, it's warm, but it's not in the 40s yet. This was the first 40s day. It was very warm, so I took a screenshot. And I also liked that the picture on my weather app was this kind of pine needle plant, so it kind of reminded me of Christmas. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm going to do that again this year actually. Okay, so this is just kind of like a filler. I really loved this journal card, so I wanted to pop it in. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's also kind of a joke because you know it's Christmas here when it starts to get really probably hot. I've added a couple of die cuts and then this wood veneer holly leaf that I have hanging off the edge a little bit to kind of use as a tab. Day 7, I've added a photo of our home renovations. So this was us painting the study that I'm sitting in currently actually. That is all finished now. So I just wanted to document that. So just photoshopped a bunch of journaling on here. I've done it quite small so I could fit it all in this blank space on the wall. Added a little puffy Christmas tree. Then on this side, another full-page photo. I love doing full-page photos in my December daily project. I always take a photo of our summer fruits. One of the best things about the hot weather, the only things I like about the really hot weather, and always reminds me of Christmas, is when the stone fruits and the cherries and the mangoes and all that kind of thing come out. So I've just spelled out summer fruits, top and bottom, put my number in the middle. And then on the back of that, I have a bokeh shot of my Christmas tree, which I really love. It makes me very happy. It took me ages to figure out how to do it, but once I did it, yeah. So on this side I have one of those acetate pieces with the gold foiling on it. I have popped, I've kind of done it so that it will lay over the top of the tree this way with the gold showing. I put a little gold glitter, I think it was meant to be a tree ornament, but I bought a pack of them and I've used them in this album. I really like the little star cutouts. And I popped a little Merry and Bright chipboard below that. And then on the other side, I've just put a circle joy on the back just for something extra. And then I've also put another chipboard the same size as this one, just to cover up, you know, the ugly white back of that. I also like this tree over this side opposite this ornament because they have similar designs. So they have those cut out stars, which I really like. This I actually wanted to add more journaling about. Yeah, I didn't actually journal about this, but every year my Nana buys my family a ornament for our tree. She's done that, I think, since before my kids were even born, and it's a really special thing to me, so I always try to document it. But I haven't actually added any journaling, so that is probably something I will come back and do. For my number, I didn't actually add a number. I just popped in this little calendar and circled the day in red pen. So this was the 9th. I really like that little touch. Just done a die cut circle as a tab and popped a little puffy sticker over the top. Then this day was just documenting my husband and I went out for lunch together on our own with no children, which is rare, hardly ever happens. So I've just put this little journal card with the mistletoe on it, added some journaling and a sticker, and then I've done a flip up photo. So this is my husband at lunch, that's the number, and then that's me with my bubble tea. So this was day 11. This is just our Christmas card. I popped this little chipboard on as kind of envelope close. I really like that. I've added the sleigh ride admission tag on there just because I liked it. And then inside I popped this washi over the top of the sticky part of the envelope because I didn't like the peely bit on there. So I took that off and just added this so it didn't stick. And then just our Christmas card. So I haven't decorated that apart from, you know, photo of the kids with Santa. And I've just attached that with a couple of tabs so I didn't have to punch holes through the card. And then on the back side, I just added some more things to make it look like, you know, a postage envelope. So I've added this cute little airmail stamp and then Merry Christmas to you and your family and sleigh mail. Really happy with that. Okay, day 12 is just one of these cute little craft envelopes. I got these in a pack from Kmart, I'm pretty sure. So I've just popped the number and a little puffy deer. He's really cute. And then my day is on this tag. So I have used this wish list tag. I've popped a little puffy and then just done some journaling about the shopping we were doing this day. So I've taken a photo of the bags of shopping. My son asked for a Lego train from Santa, so we bought him some extra track and some rugs and some things for his cousins for Christmas as well, and just some cute little red and white baker's twine on the top. And that just sits nicely inside that. Nice quick short day. Day 13 was me documenting my kind of early Christmas present to my daughter. So we did her a little kind of quiet sensory corner. So we did fluffy rugs and fluffy cushions and lots of cushions and stuffed animals and things like that, and a little basket full of her favorite books. This has changed completely now, which is really funny to look back on, but I just collaged this in photo editing software, added the journaling straight onto the photo over here and just printed out the whole thing as a full page, just made it a lot easier. I popped a little number on in puffies and then a little puffy sweet down here. And then this is the next day. So she loved her corner, as you can see. We found her the next day completely surrounded by toys, fast asleep. So, you know, that made my heart incredibly happy, as you can imagine. Put the number down here on top of a circular sticker. I actually made this a whole 4x6. So that's just one 4x6 envelope. So I cut out a 4x6 piece of acetate and just stuck this to the bottom part of it, and then put on my little wood veneer houses. I really love those. And stapled on a couple of die cuts as my tab, little snowflakes. So that flips over like that. And I put the number for the next day on the tab and just stapled it on with my tiny attacher. I like how you can still see the houses through the back here. So I was documenting lots of homey kind of things over these few days. So I really loved that we had the houses there. This is me and my daughter just sitting in the bed. I think we were watching, if you can see what's on my phone, YouTube videos, watching December daily videos on my phone. Just a lovely lovely cozy day at home. I added comfort and joy text in my photo editing software and a little puffy tree. Then this is another 2 by 3 by 4 pockets. Another photo of my kids just snuggling in bed in the morning. And I've just done a little tag here that says some of our most precious moments are spent cuddling together on slow, lazy mornings. And that's, you know, isn't that true? Just done that in black and white, added a bit of, you know, 20 bits here. And then I have a journal card. I just really like this, Joy to the World, and the pink. Some clear stickers and my number just stuck over the top of the snow globe. That's sewn shut because over the other page I have a shaker pocket. So I've done some more of that stamping. So I did have it in a couple of places at least, my puffy number, and then a little bit of journaling about what was happening here. And then my shaker pocket. So it doesn't shake super well because it is quite little, but I've put in this rainbow from one of the cut apart sheets. I just fussy cut that out. There's a little chipboard tag in here, a snowflake die cut, and then some teeny tiny star die cuts, and then just sequins. Then another full page photo, my son. I love this photo of him. He's just so cute. He had his Christmas pajamas on. He'd put on this Santa hat and was sitting in my daughter's quiet corner. Just such a beautiful, genuine laugh and smile. It was just, I just love this photo. One of my favorite photos I've ever taken in my life. So I just put this Holly Jolly sticker down here. I thought it was fitting. He's very, very jolly. And just some puffy stickers. And then added some of this pink trim that I picked up from Spotlight down the side here. My son again, my son's a lot more keen to get in photos than my daughter is. It's not favoritism. She just really does not like having her photo taken or looking at the camera. So it's a lot more opportunistic photos for her, but he's quite happy to pose. So very simple page, just some pattern paper. I've added this chipboard tree. Had to get as much of that chipboard on as possible. Some of these gold puffies, probably need to stick that down a little better, and some of these puffy stars. String lights, and this was him doing some Christmas themed colouring in. Okay, this is another one of those little 3 by 2 windows, little square photos. So I have done just Snapchat photos. So, you know, I always seem to have a bunch of those Snapchat photos with my kids, just filtered Christmas themed Snapchats. So I have added a bunch of those in. My daughter and my husband in the background on his phone. And then a full page of me and my daughter with little Christmas flower crowns, my son again, and then me and my son. So I like doing the flip ups because you can get those kind of longer ratio mobile phone photos on there, and then you can get the kind of smaller ones on the front as well. So for the other pockets, I added my number on top of a punched out circle that is stuck to the back of a chipboard on the other side. So you can see it's a snow globe shaped chipboard. So I just punched out that circle so it fit inside the snow globe and kind of echoes that shape from behind. Some puffies here and a wood veneer. And then when you flip the page over, then you have that chipboard snow globe. I've done the same puffies on this side so that, you know, there's nothing showing through. And then you can see the wood veneer as well. So if I have a clear pocket where I add things that you'll see from the other side, I try to cover up the other side or alter the other side. So it's not just the back of a chipboard or the back of a puffy sticker. My number on this side, and then my friend looking beautiful here. Picture of the baby chino that one of our kids had. So this was a catch up, the final catch up with my friend before the Christmas crazy started. Another piece of that pretty acetate, and I've just done a Merry Christmas vinyl, just white vinyl. I think this was a Copa cut file, and then that flips over, and that is us having a selfie together. Again, really simple, just some of those clear stickers and some of those puffy phrases. And I've actually just sewn all around the outside for that, just for a bit of extra texture and fun. This page was us heading up to my in-laws for our kind of pre-Christmas catch up with them. So I've taken a bunch of photos of this day. It ended up being quite a several page long spread. So I've got a photo of my son here drinking his coffee, which is just warm milk. As we were leaving, I put this little chipboard frame around him. Picture of me. Just was really pleased with how my makeup and my hair looked this day, so I just went out and put a selfie in because why not, right? And I've added some journaling here in strips. I just really like this tag, so I've added that with some string. And then over here I've done a couple of semicircular pieces because I had done this wreath as part of my like prep foundation pages, and I had a couple of extra photos I wanted to add, so I just added them in as semicircles to fit inside this wreath. Added a tab on the side here so you can turn it, and really like how that looks. Picture of my daughter just laughing at her breakfast for whatever reason. So we just stopped at a cafe on the way up. It's quite a drive, so we stopped and had breakfast. I put this little jolly chipboard because she was. And then my son and my husband, little guy posing, and then my husband posing. Bit of fun. And then on the back we have this wreath, which I just adore. I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's a Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file. One of the wreaths. So I cut out the wreath, I backed it, and then I put that on an outline that I cut from this nice dark green paper. And I added in a bunch of these little enamel dots to echo these kind of berry pieces in the cut file, which I love how that looks. Added some more of those little sparkly brads. Put my number and then Grandpa's house in puffy alphas. And then over the back we have some more semicircle photos, again just to fit kind of in with that whole wreath theme. So this is me and my kids in the hot tub at my in-laws place. Always heaps of fun, they love it. So I've just put reindeer games here on the little die cut here, and I've done my journaling around the outside of this semicircle because I just like how that looked, and then did some puffy dots here. I've also added this burlap ribbon, which is kind of impulsive, but I really like how it looks. Just burlap with these white stars swirled all over it. It's really, really pretty. I really like how it looks. And I've done that so that it hangs off the edge a little bit. So you can kind of use it as a page turner. You can see it just hangs off the edge a little bit there. This page is just a full page of my kids exploring the bush. Just a couple of stickers down here, a little puffy. I didn't actually intend to dress them in the same color. It just turned out really perfectly. And the blue of their clothes just stands out really nicely against all the browns and greens of the bush. So I was really pleased with that. This side is just before we were leaving the same day, so I popped my number over here. I've actually done my number twice, not meaning to. So this piece is a tag that you can pull out. So my daughter on there, the number 21, and then the back side, I've also pulled out the photo that was on that other side. The back side is my journaling, and I put the number there again. So, whoops, but that's fine. A little bit of ribbon, just some journaling. So that, that just slides back in there. And then up the top there is just a picture of me stretched out on the couch. So I think this is as far as I got for my process videos. I was going to film the rest, but I ended up just doing it all sitting on the sofa. Really just wanted to get it done and start prepping for this year's December daily. So I apologize if you're looking forward to those, but I'm going to talk through what I did for the rest. The next page is the Christmas parade. Now, I've thought about doing some journaling about what a hideous time we had at this parade, but I decided against it. I really don't like to dwell too much on the negative memories, especially in December. I know that happened, and I know a lot of people do like to talk about them, but for me, I would prefer just to forget how awful it was and try to focus on the nice parts. It was just crazy. It was really difficult to get a park. It was really hot, really crowded, too many people, really difficult to get a spot to see. People were rude and kind of pushing, even though we had a pram and little kids trying to push in front of us and push us out of the way. And then in the end, the parade was really quite short and not particularly good. So yeah, disappointing, but I'm not dwelling on that. I'm still documenting the good parts. So I added this little kind of part. I like the mustard and the really pretty little swan. I popped a picture that I actually pulled off the Facebook page because it was really hard for me to take decent photos crammed in as I was, and with two very hot and kind of cranky kids by the end. So I think both of these parade photos I pulled off Facebook, which is fine. I have no problem doing that. I'm quite happy to do that. We saw these drummers and we saw this, so you know, it's not a photo I took, but it's a memory I want to document. So parade in puffy alphas up here. And then I'll come back to this in a minute. On this side, I just did a picture of the square all lit up and the big Christmas tree, and then holiday cheer down the bottom. This is from on the way home, we grabbed coffee. So I wanted to document that with this cute, cute little cut file, again from Copa Cut Files. This is the hot chocolate bar cut file, so I just took out the text and I snipped off the little marshmallows as well because I just couldn't be bothered dealing with that. Put my number on the front, and I've made this so it's a little flip open. And to do that, I just used a little strip of vellum and created a hinge by sandwiching that between the layers either side. So that works quite nicely. And the inside is the photos. So we just got McCafe, McCafe coffee. So I set this cup in front of the Christmas tree when I got home. So it has that, you know, pretty lights in the background. Cut that out, and then this is me and my husband posing with our cups. And yeah, I have cut quite a bit of his face off and quite a bit of my face off, but both our eyes are still in the picture and our smiles. And that's good enough for me. I'm just going for kind of the memory, not for the perfect photo. So really happy with how that turned out. Then on this side, this is just a 4x6 photo of our popcorn for our Christmas movies in a red bowl, so it's nice and Christmassy. And I just wrote straight on the photo with a permanent pen for my journaling, and I just try to curve it around the popcorn. It's not perfect, but I'm happy with it. Then on this page, I've seen quite a few people do kind of windowed pages for their Christmas movies, and this crepe paper collection came with this kind of hexagonal pattern paper, and I thought that would be perfect for windows. So I just went out and cut 5 sides of the hexagons in 5 places, I think. Yep. And left the extra one, kind of just did a fold so it would open as a little door. I punched out a little circle for each one and just adhered it to the back so that it kind of doesn't close all the way and you have a little hinge to open the door with. I popped a puffy ornament on the top of each of the doors I cut. And then behind, I just put a little photo of the cover of the movie. So I literally just put 5 of our favorites. There's obviously a lot more, but these are some of our favorites. So I have Disney's A Christmas Carol there. I have Love Actually there. Elf, of course, everyone likes that movie. The Harold and Kumar Christmas movie. Now this is more for the adults than for the kids. Yeah, I just find it funny anyway. And then Christmas with the Cranks. I don't really like the message behind this movie, but I like the spirit of the movie. It just makes me happy to watch it, so I watch it. And then I just pop my number down here. Okay, so day 24 has quite a lot as well. I did find kind of as we get into those last few days before Christmas, there's a lot more activities, so there's more I want to talk about. So really, I just put in a bunch of photos. We go out for dinner every Christmas Eve. We have a Singaporean restaurant that we really love. We have done this for maybe the last 6, maybe 7 years. It's been quite a few years anyway. It's become a tradition that I really look forward to. We always get boba, bubble tea, so I have to include a photo of those. My son, my husband, me and my daughter. I just put a little wreath die cut here to kind of fill in this space and pop the number in there. And then on this side, I just have a bunch of journaling about this tradition and then a picture of our table full of delicious food. So delicious. This is actually the first year my son used chopsticks and he used them really well. I was really proud of him. And then over the page, obviously, it's Christmas Eve, we have to put out cookies. So this is just a 4x6 photo of my homemade ginger cookies. I dipped some in white chocolate and did some sprinkles on these ones. And I put this little, not a creature was stirring, little mouse. I love him, very cute. And I've just put that on the outside of the page protector. On this side, I did another cut file on vinyl. This is just plain acetate and I did the hanging baubles. I just really like how that looks over the top of the tree. And then not the best photo of my Christmas tree. It's kind of very yellow. I could have done black and white, I suppose, but really I just wanted a picture of, you know, all the presents under the tree. Santa has been. Put a little Merry Christmas down here. Like I said, at this point I really was just ready to be done with the project, so I have sewn on some white pom-pom trim here. Put a little Santa. This tag I just put here because that's kind of like the edge of our wall-mounted TV and that kind of big square of black. I just really didn't like that big square of black up in the corner. It just looked really odd, so I just stuck that on there and that's good enough. Not my favorite page, but it will do. And then the next day is Christmas Day, so yay! So just some pattern paper here. I added this tree die cut to kind of echo what's going on up here, and a clear sticker, little puffy present. Actually really like these clear sticker hollies. And then this piece is a cut apart sheet. I really love this. I don't know, it's just really, really pretty. The trees and the pink. I inked the edges in that same green ink just to kind of make it stand off the page a little bit more. Some puffy snowflakes, and then I made it into a flip up so I could include some more photos. So down here is just the presents under the tree again, just a bit of a close-up because you couldn't really see the wrapping paper in the other one and I really wanted you to be able to see the wrapping paper. And I just put a little around the tree here. My son with one of his presents. And then over the page here I used the final one of these little 2x2 page protectors because I wanted to include lots of photos without adding any more pages. So I put my number, little wood veneer down here, and then I have some photos of opening up presents and my daughter just kind of looking at the empty cookie plate. So I've added some phrase stickers and some puffy hearts around for some extra detail. And then the last page is at my sister-in-law's house. We had Christmas Day there that year. The beautiful pavlova we had, and just small family photos, and then some more of those puffy stickers, but stars this time. And that's it. I thought about adding something to the back here, but yeah, I'd already packed all my supplies up by that point, so that didn't happen. And it's probably best just to keep it as it is because it's already very chunky. The front and the back pages are kind of bending over a little. I really don't care about that too much. I love how this turned out. I'm so much happier with this year than I was with the year before. So now all I need to do is make that dangle and we will be done. So this can go up on the shelf now, ready to start prepping for this year's December daily. So like I said, if you want to see the process video for most of these pages or for my previous December daily projects, then check the description box. I'll put the playlist down there and keep an eye out for this year's projects coming. Thanks for joining me today. Bye guys.